Now we are going to continue the same thing what we have learned in the previous video. Okay, in the previous video I have explained about till here, so we have already explained till here. Now I'm going to explain how to find the moment of inertia about the triangle ABC about the line lambda dash. So the moment of inertia about the line lambda dash is nothing but moment of inertia of triangle ACD minus moment of inertia of triangle ABD. So we have proof already, if the height is h, then the moment of inertia is given by 1 by 6 mh square. Okay, so in the same way here also we are going to use that. Then here the height of this triangle from the base is h3 minus h1. So 1 by 6 m1 is the mass, m1 h3 minus h1 whole thing square, minus same for this also 1 by 6 m2 h2 minus h1 whole thing square. So we are using this moment of inertia about this. Okay, we are using this moment of inertia about any line at a height h. The moment of inertia is given by this, so we are using this, and we get the moment of inertia of triangle ACD to be this, and the moment of triangle ABD also to be this. So from here you can see that we can take these two common, so we get here we can put the value of m1. Okay, so we'll substitute the value of m1 which we have got already here. We are substituting this two value. Okay, m1 and m2 we are substituting here. So if we substitute here, what you can take common, we can take common here 1 m by 6 h3 minus h2. Okay, h3 minus h2, and what is left here, h3 minus h1 whole thing cube minus h2 minus h1 whole thing cube. So we are going to use this formula. Okay, a cube minus b cube. So I think if you have forgotten, I will give you the formula. That is a cube minus b cube equal to a minus b, a square plus b square minus ab. Okay, so using this formula here, what is this? A is this. Okay, a is this, b is this. So if I use this formula here, I get what? h3 minus h1. Okay, h3 minus h1 minus h2 minus h1. This is a minus b. A squared means h3 minus h1 whole thing square plus h2 minus h1 whole thing square minus h3 minus h1 and h2 minus h1. Okay, so you can see this multiply, it become plus, so this and h1 and h1 will be cancelled. Okay, so what is left? h3 minus h2, and here we are getting here, so h3 minus h2, and this we are getting here in the similar manner. So this and this get cancelled, so we are left with m by 6. So this you split with the formula a minus b whole thing square, and same way here also you split as a minus b whole thing square, and this you multiply. So after simplification you get the moment of inertia about the line lambda dash to be this. Okay, this is the moment of inertia about the line lambda dash. You can check here properly. That is m by 6 3 h1 square plus h2 square plus h3 square minus 3 h1 h2 plus h2 h3 minus 3 h3 h1. Now we'll try to find what will be the distance of g from lambda. You can check the diagram from here. What is the distance of g from lambda? The distance of g from lambda, we are trying to find this distance. Okay, that is nothing but the average of all this distance. Okay, so because it is a centroid, so it is the average of all this distance. So what is the average? h1 plus h2 plus h3 divided by 3. So we get the distance of g from lambda, that is this. And in the similar manner, we'll try to find what is the distance of g from lambda dash. So I can take the distance of g from lambda dash to be nothing but distance of g from lambda minus this distance. So this distance is h1. So this distance of g from lambda minus h1. After that you do the LCM. So we get h2 plus h3 minus 2h1 divided by 3. Okay, so after this we are having here See, we'll have here what? Moment of inertia of triangle ABC about lambda. So we're trying to find what will be the moment of. So since we can see here, we'll apply the para-axis theorem. We can see we are trying to find the moment of inertia about the line lambda. So lambda and lambda dash are parallel lines, so we can apply the para-axis theorem. And what is the distance between them? This is h1. Okay, so moment of inertia about the triangle ABC is nothing but I lambda equal to, okay, I lambda equal to moment of inertia about this line, that is I lambda dash plus mass, okay, mass of this is nothing but m into distance square, so m into h1 square. So you get here, sorry, no, so we are trying to sorry about this, we are trying to find the moment of inertia about the triangle I lambda. So we are trying to find the moment of inertia of this triangle ABC. Okay, we are trying to find the moment of inertia of this triangle ABC about I lambda. So we can apply the para-axis theorem only if the axis is passing through the centroid, not through any axis. Okay, so we can see that here the line lambda and the axis which is passing through the centroid is also parallel. So these two are parallel, so we can find the moment of inertia about this. So moment of inertia about the line lambda for triangle ABC is nothing but moment of inertia passing through G. What is the moment of inertia passing through G? It is Ig. And what is the mass of this body? It is m, so plus m. And what is the distance from G to this line? So it is h1 plus h2 plus h3 divided by 3 whole thing square. So we get this. Okay, so that is the moment of inertia. So we get here 9. Okay, so 3 into 3 we get 9, so we get this. Now in the same way we'll try to find moment of inertia of the triangle ABC about the line lambda dash. So this line and this line is also parallel. Okay, so we can use the para-axis theorem. So the moment of inertia about this triangle ABC about this line lambda dash is equal to I lambda dash equal to moment of inertia passing to the centroid. So what is the moment of inertia passing to the centroid? It is Ig. Okay, so the moment of inertia passing to the centroid is nothing but Ig plus mass of this, so mass is m. And what is the distance from here to here? The distance is given by, we have already calculated, that is h2 plus h3 minus 2h1 divided by 3 whole thing square. So we get here m by 9, h2 plus h3 minus 2 h1 whole thing square. So from here I can find Ig. So Ig is what? I lambda dash minus m by 9 h2 plus h3 minus 2h1 whole thing square. So we got the value of Ig. So let us put this value of Ig in this equation. Okay, let us put here. So if we put here the value of Ig, we get to be this. We are putting this value in this equation. Okay, so if we put here, we are getting this. So this we are getting here. Then we have already find the value of I lambda here. We have already find the value of I lambda. Okay, this is the value of I lambda. So you put this value of I lambda dash here. So we have find already. We are putting this value here. And here we have m by 9. So you use this formula x plus y plus z whole thing square. That is x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx. So using that formula, you try to split this. And in the here also you try to use this formula and split this one. So if you split this and after simplification, you get nothing but h1 square plus h2 square plus h3 square plus h1 h2 plus h2 h3 plus h3 h1. So for the first question you can stop till here. But if they ask you find the equimomental system, then we have to proceed further. By combining recombination, we can easily get this one to be h1 plus h2 divided by 2 whole thing square plus h2 plus h3 divided by 2 whole thing square plus h3 plus h1 divided by 2 whole thing square. That means the mass, we have 3 particles which lie on the side of the triangle at the middle point of the side of the triangle. Okay, at the middle point of the side of the triangle. So what are the masses of this particle? It is m by 3. So there are 3 particles and each particle has mass m by 3 and they are placed at the middle point. Okay, at the middle point of the side of the triangles. So here we have this one. So m by 3 is placed at the midpoint of A and B. Okay, it is placed at the midpoint of A and B. Moment of inertia of mass m by 3 is placed at the midpoint of A and B, plus moment of inertia of mass m by 3 is placed at the midpoint of B and C, plus moment of inertia of mass m by 3 is placed at the midpoint of A and C, of C and A, or A and C. So we can see that they have the same moment of inertia of equal masses m by 3, okay, which is the same as the moment of inertia of equal masses m by 3 is placed at the midpoint of the site. So they have the same masses, they have the same centroid, and they have the same moment of inertia and principal axis above the centroid. So these two systems are equimomental. So hence we have proved that the system are equimomental. Thank you.